So you've probably heard all the buzz about semaglutide, and you're curious, right? You're wondering, what's it actually like to get started? Well, you're in the right place. We're going to break down your first 12 weeks step by step, based on what the medical experts say. Let's dive in.
Look, starting a journey like this can be a mix of excitement and, a little bit of nervousness. You've got questions like, how am I going to feel? How quickly will I see results? We get it. And that's exactly why we put this explainer together, to be your straightforward guide, cutting through all the noise to show you what you can really expect.
Okay, so let's get on the same page. First things first, what even is semaglutide? Well, it's the active ingredient in medications you've definitely heard of, like Ozempic and Wegovy, and it's used for medically supervised weight loss. Think of it as a really powerful tool, and right now, we're going to walk you through what a typical journey with this tool really looks like.
Think of this as your personal roadmap. We've laid out the entire 12-week process so you'll know exactly what's coming up at every single step.
Your first 12 weeks can be broken down into 3 key phases. We start with the adjustment period. That's all about easing your body into it. Then you'll move into hitting your stride, which is where progress gets really consistent. And finally, you'll be building momentum, capitalizing on your results and looking ahead to what's next.
Let's start with that all-important first month, the adjustment. This is all about the ramp-up. It's a period designed specifically to introduce the medication to your system nice and gently and to keep any potential side effects to a bare minimum.
You'll begin on a low ramp-up dose, and probably the very first thing you'll notice is a reduced appetite. It's actually pretty amazing how it works. The medication basically mimics a gut hormone that tells your brain, hey, we're full. Suddenly, you might not finish your meals or just not think about food as much. Now, some people do experience some mild temporary nausea as their body adjusts, but many also see a quick drop of 2 to 5 pounds. This is mostly water weight, and it's a great early sign that inflammation is already going down.
So, what's your job during this phase? It's pretty straightforward. First, focus on hydration. Seriously, drink lots of water. It really helps with any side effects. Second, eat smaller portions that are rich in protein to work with your reduced appetite. And crucially, track how you're feeling. This gives your doctor the best possible feedback during your check-ins.
By the end of this first phase, you could already be looking at a weight loss of 5 to 10 pounds. I mean, that is a fantastic and really motivating start as you head into the next stage.
All right, now we're moving into weeks 5 through 8, which a lot of people call the sweet spot. This is the phase where you likely feel the medication is truly working its magic, and your progress becomes much more consistent and predictable.
During this time, your dose will probably go up a little, and your body is just adapting beautifully. The result? More consistent appetite control. And for so many people, those nagging cravings for sugar and junk food just kind of vanish. This is when the fat loss gets steady, you start to notice your clothes are fitting better, and you experience less of that mental chatter about food, often called food noise.
So your job description shifts a bit here. With the medication providing such a strong foundation of support, the focus really turns to building sustainable long-term habits. This means prioritizing nutrient-dense foods like protein and veggies, and making movement, even if it's just a daily walk, a non-negotiable part of your routine.
During this sweet spot, you can expect a steady fat loss of about 1 to 3 pounds per week. This is exactly the kind of predictable progress that keeps your motivation super high.
And that brings us to the final phase of this first cycle, weeks 9 through 12, or what we call building momentum. This is where you're seeing truly significant results, and you're starting to look toward the future.
As you approach the 3-month mark, the benefits really start to stack up. I mean, beyond the noticeable physical changes, you'll likely feel improvements in your energy, your mood, and even key health markers like blood pressure. But maybe the most powerful outcome of all is this: a profound sense of control over food that you may not have felt in years.
Your role here becomes a bit more strategic. You'll be working closely with your doctor to assess all your progress and decide what comes next. Are you going to continue the medication, shift to a maintenance dose, or plan to taper off? This is all about solidifying your long-term plan for success.
And the payoff for these 12 weeks of consistent effort? A potential total weight loss of 15 to 30 pounds, or maybe even more depending on where you started and how you stick to the program. That is a truly transformative result.
But, and this is so important to understand, the medication alone is not the whole story. Semaglutide is an incredibly powerful tool, yes, but it is not a magic bullet.
Think of it as a partnership.
The semaglutide does its job, it quiets the food noise, and it reduces your appetite. And what that does is create this crucial window of opportunity. It's then up to you to step through that window by choosing healthier foods, building movement into your day, and managing your sleep and stress. They have to work together.
These are the 3 pillars that will make or break your long-term success. It sounds simple, but it's not always easy. Focusing on lean proteins and veggies, aiming for a daily walk, and prioritizing a solid 7 to 8 hours of sleep. These are the habits that are going to keep the weight off for good.
So, with all of that in mind, who is this actually for? Who is the ideal candidate for a medically supervised semaglutide program? Typically, a good candidate has a BMI of 30 or higher, or maybe 27 with the related health condition. It's for people who have historically struggled with intense cravings and appetite control. But most importantly, it's for those who are truly ready to commit to the key lifestyle changes we've been talking about.
Ultimately, it really does come back to this. Beyond the numbers on the scale, the most profound change that people report is this restored sense of control. It's a shift from feeling like food controls you to you being in the driver's seat of your own health.
So we'll leave you with this question to think about. If the ultimate goal isn't just about weight loss, but about gaining a new, lasting sense of control over your health and your relationship with food, what would that truly mean for you?